Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force chapters 194 and 195. When we last left our heroes, we continued the match between Shinra and Burns, where not a lot really happened on the physical, actual blow-to-blow side of things, but we found out a lot about, a little bit about Burns' past. We saw them both restate their resolve. Also, meanwhile, Sho is getting memories of his life with Shinra back. And yeah, we're moving into what looks like the final moments of the fight. Burns is now in Voltage Nova Stage 5. So yeah, we'll see how this all shakes up. We have 2 chapters today because there wasn't one last week. And I imagine by the end of these 2 chapters, this fight will be over. So anyway, we open where we left off as the flames are kind of consuming Shinra. Burns' flames continue to rise, while the hero claim victory over the lion. And Shinra's struggling to keep at it with Burns' flames. It's ripping off. Wait, what's ripping off? His leg or something? Voltage Nova. Stage 5. And we see he's become this, muscles of flame. The Scorching Lion Rages. Chapter 194, Indomitable. And we see that Shinra's, being blown back by the force of the flames. I'll definitely. The evangelist is the voice of this world's God. This world will perish, and I shall comply. And Burns grabs Shinra. And we see that Burns' flames are now burning Shinra up. Even if this world is supposed to burn, I won't let it. After all, and this is in his mind. He has the vision of Sho and his mother, Sho and Mom, and then I think this is an Adola link with Sho because it says Big Brother, which means that their minds are connected for a second, and also looks like Sho has his memories back for a hot second. I doubt that that'll stay that way when the link ends, but for the moment, he knows who Shinra is. Big Brother. And we see that, at this point, even in Shinra's mind, his shirt is just, a few rags on his shoulder. Don't worry. Sit tight and wait for me. I'll come for you. And Shinra, blackens. Joker notices the change in Shinra's condition. Shinra's condition is. Then we cut back to the Sho in the real world in the tunnel, and he turns back to look at something. We can't really see what he sees. Anyway, we then cut back to Shinra, and his foot starts to glow. Accelerate, and he pushes back against Burns. Then let's dispose of everything. No one can stop me from accelerating, no matter what conflagration the world causes. And we see that Burns' arm that is clutching Shinra's chest catches fire again. My kicks gonna blow them away. And we see this flash starts from Shinra's foot, and he the blow. He finally pushes Burns back, and we see this kind of dark black little pool of flame rises up with a devil face where Shinra kicked Burns. Also, I've not noticed this. I'm not made mention of this yet, but Burns has taken on a very liony head with his beard and mane. As his beard has become like a mane. I mean, anyway, but that's it. Actually, I think that might be it because Burns. His flames kind of fade away, and he falls to the ground, and Shinra stands tall. Yeah, so I did predict last time that Shinra might lose, and that he'd be captured by Burns, because again, they can't kill Burns, because they can't kill Shinra because he's a pillar. But yeah, it looks like Burns has fallen. And Shinra's kind of crouched on all fours, and we see his face is dripping with sweat, and he watches it fall to the ground. Sweat. Right, I've been sweating. All this time I've been sweating like crazy. Captain Burns. And we see his eye, Burns' eye, without the eye patch, and it's blackened out with a light center. And so Burns is kind of defeated. The flames of this world are big, Shinra. And Shinra looks at him. But my hope is within you, youngsters. Do you recognize me at least a little bit now? And Burns smirks. I always have. But now even more so. You've grown stronger. You didn't dodge any of my attacks. Why? Youngsters like yourself who rebel against the world. This old man will just have to come to grips with it. And Joker has come over and like help Shinra to his feet and talks to Burns. What a reckless way to live. The evangelist is this world's voice, huh? If the world is destined to be destroyed by God, the only thing an old man like me can do is comply. This eye of mine could only see destruction in the past. Show me how you'll change it. And overcome this world. And then we see like the light flowing in from the ceiling. So Burns is a really complex character. And I feel like Burns might be criticized for being a little inconsistent. He kind of oscillates a good bit between, show me you can beat me and the world has to fall. And those are two points that definitely seem incompatible. But I think the way Burns sees it is that he spent his whole life as a servant of God. And even if he wants to see Shinra change the world, show me how he'll change it and all that, he sees the evangelist as the voice of God. And as a servant of God, even if he doesn't like it, he has to follow the voice of God. But he doesn't like it. He's protected the world for decades before this point. Even if he's following the evangelist, he does that for a religious reason and not for his own personal, moral reasons. So his own morality is with Shinra, but in the end, he has to. He feels compelled to follow his religious duty. But that conflict might be why, as Shinra notes, you didn't dodge any of my attacks. And it's because there's that conflict within him, and so he chooses to if Burns had really tried to dodge his attacks, maybe Shinra would not have won. So that's just my reading of Burns. Anyway, we then cut back to Haumea and Charon, who we have not seen in all this arc, but they're watching this pillar of flame. I'm assuming that's coming from the battle, or pillar of smoke. It's coming, Charon says. Yep, a new pillar has been born. And we see that Shinra gets an Adola link in his legs. And that's shocks Burns. No, it doesn't. Burns is surprised, but we see blood come out of his mouth. And Joker, is mouth agape in shock, and we see a horn protrude through Burns' chest. And he's been, skewered on the horn of a demon. A demon's shadow, the lion impaled. A world that wishes to destroy. The brutality accelerates. To be continued in chapter 195, Sudden Turnaround. So who is this new seventh pillar? Hold on, I'm looking at this demon again. So there's this line here, a demon's shadow. The demon that skewers Burns has the flame coming out of the same eye that Burns had his eye coming. And he's behind Burns, like a shadow. I don't know what that would mean, because demons can only come from people. That's kind of how they work. That's how infernals and demons who are just enhanced infernals also all work. So I'm not entirely sure, but I'm positive there's a connection there. And hopefully 195 will tell us, because it's already out! And yeah, cover for 195 is the same shadow demon that skewered Burns. The Lion, the Demon, and the Shadow. Chapter 195, Sudden Turnaround. So yeah, we open right where we left off with 194, with Burns pierced by the Shadow Demon. The Shadow appeared and pierced Burns. A demon with only one eye. A doppelganger? Oh, I keep forgetting about the doppelgangers. It's Burns' doppelganger. Duh. I forgot about that plot line when we went back to Hibana a few weeks ago, and I'm forgetting about it here because I'm dumb. And then we go back to the first chapel. And Kareem is walking up the stairs and he notices Hoyan watering the flowers. There you are, Hoyan. What's up, Kareem? And Kareem holds up this folder. I dug up Rekka's service reports and documents. I looked into his past records from when he was working and what he was up to off the clock. I found something weird. What do you mean? What did you find? Rekka would often visit orphanages. It's likely that the one Captain Hibana and Sister Iris came from was used as a doppelganger experiment. So now we see that everyone except Company 8 is really caught up in the doppelgangers. And now the doppelgangers have come to Shinra, so, meaning Rekka was involved in the doppelganger incidents. And with that said, we finally come back to Dragon. Because we see Iris, mouth agape, eyes wide, and then the dragon looming over the rest of Company 8. He's a dragon! Yeah, no shit, Victor! We reached this point weeks ago! I'll handle this. Maki, gets in front. Please get back! And Dragon, readies this, beam in his mouth. What's a human going to do? Maki! And we see this explosion. He lets out this huge blast. And Maki tries to hold it back with her second-gen powers. What? Like this? We're all going to die. I couldn't stop it. And she, completely fades to white. And we cut to Iris praying. But the blast keeps going, takes out the whole, wall behind them. And the dust, the smoke, keeps, starts to settle. Looks like I got him. And as it settles, we see that they're all unharmed. Huh? We're alive? Both Hino and Vulcan come to Maki. Maki, are you hurt? Way to go, Maki, you stopped the blast! Huh? I thought it had hit us for sure. Was that the Evangelist Grace? And then we have a note. Remember when Shinra and Sho used the divine protection from the Netherworld arc? The official name is Evangelist Grace, so that's what we're using. I'm trying to remember how the divine protection worked, because it's been a long time since the Nether. But I think it helped. It helped. It's was a reason that Shinra didn't die, right? Because the Evangelist would want Shinra alive because he's a pillar. And last chapter, Charon and Haumea said that a new pillar was born. Interesting. We were saved. That's our Maki-san. And Victor is looking at Iris what the fuck? I think Iris might be the seventh pillar. Though there have been, theories about her connections to Hiro Hashirame, because they both look similar. But anyway, right then, who should arrive but Charon, Haumea, Inca, Inga's bodyguard, the zombie girl, I don't remember her name, and a bunch of other White-Clads. And that looks like Sho, also. And Hino was like, what? That went well. Haumea just kind of grins. And we see, it's Sho, Arrow, Charon, Haumea, Inca, and Ritsu is her name. Company 8 has worked hard. Just as planned, the demon born from Burns has risen. Now, get rid of everyone except the pillars. Captain Burns is... And then we cut back to Shinra and Captain Burns. Stay back. And Shinra tries to go to Burns, but Joker, grabs him. Wait, Shinra. And we see that, Burns is, being lifted up by the demon. Escape, Shinra. The rest is up to you, 5-2. And Joker just looks at him. A demon. A doppelganger. Captain Burns! Another version of oneself. Shinra, remember why you came here in the first place. We don't know how long Obi is going to last. That snaps Shinra back to attention. Go! Shinra! That's Burns' last words to them. Whilst Burns resists, he's already... I don't believe Shinra would ever say the word whilst in his entire life. So I'll change that. While Burns resists, he's already... and Burns, grabs the demon by the horns. Oh, no, he prays. While his arm is over the horn. Oh, Lord, I've never prayed for a wish to come true, but just this once. And we see what looks like a portal form. Help us! And Shinra, is shocked at this portal, I'm guessing. But Joker, grabs him by the shoulder. Don't look back! And then we cut back to Haumea. These guys are all washed up now. Dispose of everyone who isn't a pillar. And then I think Hinowa is trying to, hold them off while the rest of the group goes to Obi. I'll take it from here. Go rescue Obi and get out of here. It's over, Company 8. That's an Arrow. And then Inca says, they sure are persistent. Really putting up a fight, huh? And then that kind of confuses Ritsu. Isn't it hopeless? What do you mean by persistent? And we see these 3 lines come down. It's Inca's flame sight. And it's Hikeshi! Yes! Oh boy! You evildoers. This town... Wait, that's not right. Just a moment. That's actually being said in English. There's someone like on a electric wire post. That's clearly Benimaru, because what Benimaru does. I am the one they call Moonlight Mask. Gambling and street fights are my love. And it's someone who is very clearly Benimaru, who's in a mask for some reason. In a desperate situation, a helping hand appears. Just what in the world are the true intentions of this man who manipulates English? To be continued, chapter 196, Moonlight Mask. Alright, these were a wild pair of chapters. We all know Moonlight Mask is Beni, right? He sits on top of the post like Beni, he uses the Hikeshi like Beni, he talks about this town like Beni. He's Beni. There's no doubt that this man is Beni. So I'm very glad Beni is back. Because y'all know, Beni is my fave. Anyway, so this chapter, I mean, I think this confirmed that Iris is the 7th pillar, right? Like, Victor's, like, reaction to Iris, you know, the fact that Haumea says dispose of everyone but the pillars in a group of people that should not have any pillars... like, yeah, Iris is the 7th pillar. Hello. And then there's the doppelganger, so, I guess we're gonna cover both these chapters as if we did not really talk about 194 yet. So yeah, let's just take it scene by scene, I guess, because there's a lot going on in this chapter. I'm actually going to not bring up the fight again, because I already talked about the fight in detail during the chapter itself. Burns may have gone down a little... I mean, it felt like Burns went down from he didn't go down from a single kick, I know. But I'm going to put up any weirdness in... It did seem Burns went down a little quickly. Given that he seemed to be at full strength, and then he lost to a single kick. But he had been taking damage beforehand. And again, like I said earlier in the video, there was a part of Burns that wanted to lose. His religious duty to serve the evangelist and his moral duty to help people were in conflict, and in that moment, his moral duty went out. And we saw they were in conflict all throughout the fight. So yeah. Anyway, then the pillar is born. Burns is skewered by the demon, the doppelganger, and the doppelgangers are still kind of obscure enough that we don't quite... I don't think during the Stigma arc we really got a full answer as to why doppelgangers happen. I'm pretty sure that's still a big mystery. At the very least, I've forgotten it. So I imagine we'll find out more about that going forward, because we do see, Haumea says that a demon being born from Burns was the plan. On page 13, just as planned, a demon born from Burns has risen. So that's definitely part of the goal. And somehow this portal forms as a result of either that's part of what the doppelgangers do, maybe, once they've gotten the hold of their others, or that's part of Burns' prayer. I'm not sure. I don't know. Also, the resolution to how to beat Dragon, I'm kind of amused by the fact that the resolution is there is no way to beat Dragon. Dragon is literally unstoppable at this point. The only way we can beat him, the only way we can deal with him is by Haumea showing up, and we just like completely change tacks now. But also the evangelist working through Iris. Hold on. I wish I remembered. I'm gonna have to go back. Either wait till the anime covers Show versus Shinra, because it's definitely doing that this season if you've seen the new opening, or go back and read that fight myself, because I'm trying to remember if that came, if the Evangelist Grace was a part of, I'm trying to find a way to phrase this, like, showed by anything happening to the people the Grace was happening to, if that makes any sense. Because if it visibly shows through the pillar, then that would just mean that Iris is the seventh pillar, right? But that look of shock on Victor... Oh, Victor was there for the Sho Shinra fight. He'd recognize it. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on there, and I'm hampered by the fact that it has been over 2 years since I read Sho vs. Shinra, because that was, like, 2017. But yeah, all the pillars and bodyguards are all here from the White-Clad side. Burns is dragged into a portal to die. And yeah, there's a mystery guy here, who is certainly Beni. I don't know... Oh! Another reason is totally Beni. He has the Circle X thing going on that Beni has in his eyes. Yeah, this is Beni. Like, sure, you can call yourself Moonlight Mask, and gambling and street fights are my love, as he says in, like, gratuitous English, which is so anti-Beni. I feel like he's just overcompensating at this point. Because, Beni is so, like, proto-nationalist Japanese. And he's like, I imagine all the quote lines here are just in English. So yeah, a lot going on this chapter. It was all around great character work from Burns, great setup for what's going forward, mysteries around Iris, all kinds of good shit going on here. And then Moonlight Mask, who is totally not Beni, wink wink nudge nudge. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, please drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!